Petite introduction, je suis David Grunwald, plus de 25 ans dans le monde de la pub. En ik heb deze begin van het jaar een opleiding gehad bij de MIT. En dat heeft eigenlijk een nieuwe wereld voor mij geopend. Et sur base de ce que j'ai appris au MIT, j'ai eu vraiment envie de me diversifier et d'approfondir les connaissances que je pouvais avoir en intelligence artificielle. Op die vaststelling heb ik besloten dus om een nieuw bedrijf op te richten, Plugin2. En de missie van Plugin2 is eigenlijk de organisaties en mensen, zoals jullie, in staat te stellen om het enorme potentieel van AI goed te gebruiken. En dat is ook iets dat ik heb geleerd bij die MIT. Ik had ook ChatGPT gebruikt et on a tous fait un peu nos essais sur ChatGPT, mais j'ignorais en fait le nombre de sociétés, le nombre de solutions, alors soit en coding, soit en no-coding qui existaient, qui sont à notre disposition. Et je pense qu'il y a un besoin énorme de formation auprès des entreprises. En dus de missie van Plugin2 is inleidende workshops om welke tools te kunnen gebruiken, maar ook opleiding in prompt engineering. Et on suit également une méthodologie du MIT pour analyser les process de l'entreprise et voir à quel niveau est-ce que l'IA peut intervenir, pas forcément pour remplacer l'humain, mais pour aider l'humain à être plus performant et à aider à l'entreprise à améliorer ses performances et son organisation. Neem me niet kwalijk als ik in het Engels switch, maar ik heb altijd in mijn carrière gevonden dat Engels best past pour tout ce qui est storytelling. What are we going to talk about? This is a buzz, but for quite a long time now. We're going to talk about AI in context and talk more precisely about what is collective intelligence. And this is a dear notion from the MIT, but it's important to understand the potential of this collective collaboration. Then we will see what is the race and what are the potential of the personal AI assistants that are existing today. Then we will focus on the impact of AI that AI has already today in our industry with tons of no-coding solutions, and I will show you a couple of them, whether it's in text, image or video generation. Some of them you might know, but you might not know some others. And then we'll end up by, if you start implementing AI solution, not just ChatGPT in your organization, what are the threats or the opportunities, but also how do you deal with the data and the ethics and the governance of those elements. First, just to have a fire starter, AI is in the daily news, it's a daily news phenomenon, and you might have seen a couple of months ago the Pope wearing fancy winter jackets. I was amazed that a couple of months a German priest organized a service just based on ChatGPT text and with his own avatar. And I think it's last week we had Arnold Schwarzenegger singing.
Oh, dance with somebody. I really feel the heat with somebody.
A disaster, but it says a lot about the potential of deepfake and the evolution of voice cloning and what you can do with text, images and videos. More seriously, the evolution of ChatGPT and ChatGPT-4 is just amazing. In a couple of months with the new add-ons and going multimodal, it's just amazing. You can take now a picture of your inside your fridge and you can ask ChatGPT to propose a menu for this evening, so it will analyze exactly the product that you have on the picture and it will suggest what you can cook tonight. But also more seriously, ChatGPT has exceeded the human intelligence in different testing and also the SAT, which is a college entrance exam in the US universities. So it's we could say it's very, very intelligent. Actually, it's super efficient, and intelligence and performance is not the same. It raises questions about the future of schools and how we're going to learn for our kids. Student passes now tests with using ChatGPTs, and this clever chap used ChatGPT, but also a robot, to mimicking his own writing to write down an essay, because the teacher was clever enough to say, you're not going to give me a Word document because I know you will cheat me. But this guy invented a system to, that's just a great thing. Another news is about Elon Musk, who is very afraid about the humankind and the rise of the robots. So he has got the green light to implement a chip in our brain so it can communicate with an AI and be reinforced with the same intelligence. And Hollywood going on strike because they are afraid of the future, the script writers and the actors, and we'll talk about that later also. While at the same time, Netflix, Disney, Amazon are investing huge amount of money to hire people who have very deep knowledge in AI, because they know this is about the future. We'll talk about that later. So that was the intro, but everybody's talking about AI since definitely November 2022, the appearance on the market, even if it was existing before, of ChatGPT. It's in the history of the innovation the fastest adoption curve. It took only 5 days to reach 1 million users, while Netflix took 3 years and a half, and it took ChatGPT 2 months to reach 100 million users. Microsoft, knowing that, has invested $10 billion of dollars to differentiate itself from Google, and with Bing, and incorporating the large language model of ChatGPT in their Microsoft suite. But ChatGPT is not the beginning of the thing. OpenAI, the company behind, was founded in 2015 with a clear vision. It's to develop the artificial global general intelligence. This is not just generative artificial intelligence, as we know. The general intelligence is like a human would think. So it's basically an intelligent robot that can solve any kind of problem like human would do. Not being trained, but understanding the problem, thinking and solving it. And it can also have some senses. So it's not existing. It's the fantasy of the mathematicians and a lot of people for a couple of years. It is said that between 5 and 10 years it will come true. Some people say that it will come with ChatGPT 5. We will see. But the purpose of OpenAI was to make sure that this artificial general intelligence will be available for everybody. So you might have heard, and I'm not going to enter into technical details, but the difference between strong AI and weak AI. Weak AI is what we know. ChatGPT is a weak AI. Siri is a weak AI. The algorithm driving the Tesla is a weak AI, because they are specific to process a mission, but you cannot use them for something else. So the algorithm is predicting the weather forecast cannot be used to make financial transactions, for instance, or to drive your car. So they are very clever in what they are requested to do, but it's not a global intelligence that can solve every problem, okay? So we could think, okay, we've talked a lot about artificial intelligence since 2015, but actually it's there for decades, and it was invented by science fiction authors in the 50s. And if you remember, I wasn't there, but the heartless Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz was the first artificial intelligence humanoid. Also in Metropolis, the invention of Maria, and the iRobot novel from Isaac Asimov was the starting point of a fantasy from writers that actually excited scientists and mathematicians. And among them, there is Alan Turing, but you had also a convention with John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky in the Dartmouth workshop in 1956, where they said, we're going to check if what the writers in science fiction had invented, could we produce a machine that would replicate the intelligence, the human intelligence, and work and do things that we do. So, in a nutshell, we have a lot of talk about the vision of the future. Is it an utopian or a dystopian future, and the rise of the robots, and we will be the pet dogs of the robots because they will invent systems that we cannot understand. I'm not going to enter into that detail and philosophical thing today. What is true is that we are entering in the collective intelligence era, and that's a fact. And that's different. What is it? It's actually the synergy between man and machines. And collective intelligence was also something existing before. We all know the benefit of sitting around a table with people who have not the same expertise as you, who don't see the problem in the same way as you. But working together brings a new kind of solution on the table. So that's collective intelligence. We can apply this with systems and with AI. Working collaboratively, asking the machine to do what it's best for, and focusing on what humans are best for. So how can we, and that's a MIT vision, how can people and computers be connected so that collectively they act more intelligently than any person or group or any computer has ever done before, and solve those were the world's problems. Solve maybe the economical problem. Solve maybe a part of the environment problems. And there's a real, I would say, complementarity between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. So let's use those machines for what they are best for. The data handling, they can manage and process tons of data that we could not do without any error, with consistency, with speed and accuracy. But let's use our brains to focus on creativity, big problem solving, long-term thinking. And that's something that the machines cannot do. So let's have a starting point that is richer thanks to AI. And where we come up with our added value as human thinkers. That's what I say to my students. Don't just generate things with ChatGPT and put it on a Word document and send it. Make it as a starting point to be very critical about what's written there and add values to that. So knowing that we are entering in the collective intelligence era, the future is about personal AI assistant, and the future is starting today. We're going to see a couple of things. First, Gartner said that in our jobs, and by 2028, we will, 50% of employees, whatever the kind of industry, will be helped by AI robot assistant. And also in our daily tasks, not only in marketing, but in any kind of industry, project management will be handled, nearly 80% of it, by machines, by algorithms. When you have to make a planning, you have to decide on who is going to work on that task, make the calendar, make the pricing, etc. Normally, a machine can help you draft the proposal, and human in the loop stays, so it's about the human to define that. So it means that we could enter into an era where we would be more comfortable at our work. And I really appreciated the way Microsoft introduced his new AI assistant tool called Copilot. They talked about the joy of finding or the inner nature of our work back. So the soul of our jobs. Let's take a look.
Before we look ahead, I want to spend a moment reflecting on work and what it means to all of us. From an early age, we're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Our answer is a reflection of what excites us and the value that we seek to bring to the world. Even at a young age, we know work is meant to be more than just a job. Nurses are called to care for people, scientists to make a new discovery, artists to create something brand new. At its best, work not only feeds our families, it feeds our souls. But today, the reality often falls short of that promise. We spend too much time consumed by the drudgery of work, on tasks that zap our time, creativity, and energy. We become separated from the soul of our work. At times, the very tools that should make us productive seem to get in the way. We are meant for so much more. To reconnect to the soul of our work, we don't just need a better way of doing the same things. We need a whole new way of working. And so today, we're embarking on a journey to help every person around the world rediscover the soul of work. Introducing Microsoft 365 Copilot.
So the Copilot, and I'm not selling anything here, but will be your assistant on the Microsoft suite. So it can help you to draft a PowerPoint, to answer some emails, to make a summary of a meeting that has already started, etc. So let's figure out what the future, the short-coming future, will be about. So we can fear that AI is going to have an impact on our work, and we will have a lot of people will be fired, etc. On the other side, on the other flip side of the coin, the automation within companies could actually take the people out of drudgery and repetitive, rebarbative tasks, focusing on more added value tasks, things that are more joyful to do every day. So you go to work knowing that you're going to have a good day. So there's more job satisfaction. At the same time, because of this automation, things are going faster. The productivity of companies normally will raise. So there's less financial pressure on employees' shoulders. So we could arrive in an environment that is more joyful, a better work environment, where there might be more loyalty, talent retention, talent acquisition, thanks to AI, and not the contrary. And today, we know about ChatGPT, Copilot is there, but there's a war that has started between the chatbots, and maybe every week you see headlines about a new bot coming out. You know Bart, you know Bing, but you might not know Perplexity or Claude 2, and I invite you to test them. They have different advantages. Definitely, if you want to summarize a very large document, Claude 2 is definitely worth a trial. Perplexity gives you the sources of what it says, so it's easy to fact check. And Bing is online, of course, and ChatGPT, and the Pro version is a very well efficient one. But so they're all offering this nearly for free. Expect ChatGPT. Why do we speak about a war? It's very costly for those companies to allow you to make queries for free. Some experts say that every query done on ChatGPT costs between 2 cents to 11 cents. I don't know where is the truth, but it's not the same as doing a query on Google. And Google makes $283 billion annual revenue thanks to advertising, mostly done on the Google search. So this is not the same here. But why is it a war? Because they are testing and improving their model. So the next step is to make sure that most of the companies are going to use those models to take care of the company data and bring a chatbot for the employees. Okay. Let's see here what Google Workspace is offering. that's what Google Workspace is offering. They also have a product called Duet. Zoom just announced its own AI assistant to help you during your meetings and after your meetings. What are the tasks that has to be done for and sending emails to the people. And we'll see tonight, but Apple is working also on the AI assistant called, the project is called Ajax, and they are investing millions of dollars a day to make it very, very effective. So it's a war, but to understand why and how it works for your company, let's have just a recap on what large language model is and how it works. By understand that, it's not technical, but you will figure out how then it can help for your own organization. So, large language model is just a predictive model. It's not intelligent. It starts from a data set. So, ChatGPT has been trained on 100 billions of words or 500 billions of tokens coming from Wikipedia, social networks, a lot of scientific articles, books, etc., everything that is available. Then the large language, the model, understands those words, transforms these words into tokens. So it means that a word is not a word is a figure. So it makes those words more computable, it can be processed more efficiently, and it will help to understand the sequences or the patterns in the text. So if it finds, I don't know, a lot of text in its data set about the youth, the Generation Z, and the use of social media, and let's say it has found 2 million articles about that, it will find patterns and a sequence of words that are used in those 2,000 articles. So once you do a query about, I would like to know more about the trends and this Gen Z with social media, it will understand the context, and then it will come up with a prediction of what word comes best after. Sorry, it's not that one, it's this one. So it will say 2 plus 2 is, and then you ask, GPT will find in the data set and will say equal to 4, but it will come with equal, then 2, then to 4. Knowing that, this large language model needs to be trained on a the largest the data set is, the best, because it finds patterns in the way the words are organized. So it provides you with better answer. Once we understand that, what's good is we cannot just only rely on the data set trained by ChatGPT or BARD or the others that are public, but you take the model and you train the model on your own data. Meaning that if you are a lawyer, if you have a lawyer office and you use the large language model of ChatGPT, for instance, or another one, and you say, look, for my data security, I don't want to ask something on ChatGPT, but I want to have a private environment where the historic of the pleas, the plaidoyer that we do for 20 years, and we have a certain way of approaching our pleas, is going to be analyzed in the data set by the large language model. So every time on the chat, when I inject a briefing about a new case, the model will draft me a plea based on our way of doing pleas. So you can figure out what it gives, because you can do the same with images, with music, with whatever kind of information you put in the data set. It will find patterns and then it will replicate depending on what you have asked. So why do I say it's a war today? Because there are, of course, the big players, but there are also smaller players that are trying to sell no coding solutions where you don't have to implement IT infrastructures, where you can just upload in a secure environment your own data and select also which part of the documents can be asked by which team. So if you want some confidentiality in your board of directors can only interrogate a couple of things that are not to be seen or not to be integrated by your staff, you can. Let's take a look. Cody is one of the thing. It's already there because that's not the future. Allen Overy have introduced an AI chatbot to write down and draft contracts based on the contracts that it had been done before. I found it funny that last summer Colombian judge said he used ChatGPT in a ruling to make a decision. But now let's take a look at this and how it works. We're not going to spend time on the others, but sorry, Google is offering that. There's another one here, Dante, which is pretty effective too. Stack, Petal is another one, and OpenAI has just launched last week ChatGPT Enterprise, where you can also do exactly the same. Have a safe environment, and then decide which kind of documents will be visible and searchable for which employees. So the personal assistant is already here. I don't know if you've seen the film Her, where Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with his AI assistant. It's already here. You can already talk with someone and that is dead or alive. On characters.ai you can find your idol. Where I try to communicate with Jesus. He's not my idol, but I said, can you help me to develop a paper about sacrifice, because I think you know what it is about. Or I asked Michael Jackson to help me on the moonwalking. HeyPi, I'm not going to show the video, it's too long, but HeyPi.com is a personal assistant for different things. You are in a bad mood, you want a new career. It's going to talk with you in a very clever way. It's different, very different experience from ChatGPT. So please try, it's free. I don't know their business model, but they are training it, and it's quite good. And then, well, this company has helped this influencer, Karin Marjorie. She's a Snapchat influencer with 2 million followers. And this company said, look, there are so many influencers that are spending so much time online to answer to their community. So let's make a business where they can clone themselves, but they can make money out of it. So Karin has found it very clever to have a cloning of her voice, of her body, so you can, through a chat, for $1 a minute, become the boyfriend of Karin and ask her to have lingerie or walk in a bikini and have a conversation with her during a dinner. Let's see that.
Hey there, John. It's lovely to meet you. I just spent the morning grabbing brunch at the Flowering Tree Cafe in West Hollywood. It was absolutely amazing. What are you up to today?
Hey there. Yeah, I've just been working all day, but trying to get some relaxation in this evening.
That sounds really nice. Have you tried doing some yoga or meditation for relaxation? It's a great way to unwind and clear your mind. For this evening, maybe we can plan a virtual dinner date or watch a movie together. What do you think?
So a virtual date, it's good. The ex-CEO, the ex-CEO of Tinder is developing a new AI assistant, Amor AI, to help you to improve your loving relationship because he thought there are too many people living apart or not doing it correctly. So and of course ChatGPT with the new version and the plugins is full of solution as an AI assistant. You want to organize your trip to Madrid, but you don't know which hotel. You ask the plugin of Expedia to book directly on ChatGPT.
ChatGPT just got a new update, and this one is pretty interesting. It gives you access to a plugin app store, where you can install different third-party applications like Instacart, OpenTable, or even Expedia, allowing you to extend your experience outside of the chat. In this context, ChatGPT is looking for Hotel for Me in Japan. It can search the internet and give you URL links that you can click on to finalize your purchase.
It raises the question about the evolution of search engine optimization or the search engine advertising. Because if everything is going to happen within our AI assistant app, what is worth going to Google and what are the ads in Google and sponsored links going to happen? The evolution of the AI assistant is so good that with voice it's nearly impossible to say that it's a machine. Let's take a look at the experience that Google did. They are going to call for someone, a hair salon, to make an appointment on the behalf of this person. So think about that, like you have a very busy day. This evening it's the birthday of your daughter. You haven't got time to book the restaurant. You ask your personal AI assistant to do so.
What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
You understand, you get it. Now, that's a bit scary. There are 2 platforms enabling you to create the double of you, so your clone, and that will understand how you act, what is your past, the way you text with your friends, the way you write emails. So it generates a kind of history of your personality, that so you can use it to interact with in your digital life. Let's take a look.
I am unique because through me you can travel back in time. You can see yourself in the most important, wonderful, and crazy moments of your life. What you share with me stays between us. I always listen. I learn from you to assist and represent you whenever you desire time for what means the most to you. I am unique because I'm you. I'm your doppel.
And so it's exactly the same as personal AI, understanding your way of interacting, your way of writing, your way of thinking. Then you will have a co-pilot or a pilot. The co-pilot will suggest answers on your social media or emails, and then if you agree it will be sent, or you can put it the autopilot mode where it answers automatically on your behalf in the way you would have done. and it learns. It's a constant learning process. That's a bit scary, but it's existing today. You can pay and have the service today. So let's go back to the evolution of the market and then the impact on the marketing and advertising industry and media industry. The impact of generative AI is huge. It's a booming market, and a booming market of no coding solutions. So what I've presented so far, you don't need to have technical capabilities to implement or use them. You can just pay $12 or $20 a month and you can get an AI assistant, okay? This is just a booming market. It was estimated in 2020 about $10 billion. It will be by the end of the year $14 billion, and it's estimated to reach $200 billion in 10 years' time. So it's an evolution of 32% or 34% a year. It's huge. And every week, there are newcomers in different categories that are raising funds from equity funds, and this is just new startups emerging and being bought also by bigger players. So in 6 months' time, in 2023, the total amount of investment is 5 times the full year 2022 investment. This is huge. Okay, and most of the investments are done in AI assistance or human-machine interface, as we've seen. So, the booming of the no-code market, it's done. What is the general artificial intelligence doing for project management or text generation? Project management, it's easy. I'm not going to show you this, but you have plenty of solutions to manage your calendar. We know how hard it is to organize a meeting with clients, 10 person in your organization, and then so we agree, and then someone says, no, I cannot be there. So okay, let's go back to, and you have an assistant that is killing herself or himself to organize this. There are solutions that are really costing nothing to do that. Assembly is a very, very useful tool when you do meetings online that can do the transcript, but also do a summary and ask also the people to do the task that they were committed to do. Let's take a look. That's very clever. Giving the due dates and asking the people, click up. I'm not going to enter into detail, but that's the most efficient organizing tool for calendar, project management, sales, defining the pricing. This is just a brilliant element. And for project management, when you are a new project, you are learning things and you are reading a lot of things, but sometimes we are having a backlog of things that we don't have the time to read. So we all end up with 20 open windows in our browser, and we never read them. Recast is a very simple tool. You put the URL link, and it will create a podcast, not a transcription and with a stupid reading voice. It will create a dynamic podcast of the text that you haven't got the time to read. So when you are in your car or on your bike, you can get the content. Let's take a look.
Do you have a big reading backlog or a million open tabs you mean to read but know you'll never get to? Recast can help. Our app takes any article online and turns it into a bite-sized audio combo so you can read more without reading. Let's hear a sample. Here's this foreign policy article about hydrogen fuel, and here's the recast of it.
This is a recast of the 4,300-word piece. Hydrogen is the future. Let's listen in.
Today, we're diving into the world of hydrogen and its potential role in our future energy systems.
As we know, many governments around the world are committed to decarbonizing their economies, and hydrogen has emerged.
It's not boring, it's interesting, it's very well done. It doesn't cost a lot. And that's a very useful tool, I use it every day. AudioPen, I don't know, it's a mess when you do audio recording with your ideas and then it goes in every direction. Here, it summarizes your thought. You can record up to 15 minutes of just thought. And then you can define, what do I want to do with this? What's the output length? What will be the writing style? So you can define, write me a memo, write me an email for a friend, write me a professional email for a client. So it will reorganize and put the correct words based on just your thought that you have put on your vocal note. So very, very useful. And text generation, I'll invite you to try Jasper, which is the most performing and most used AI solution on the on the market right now. You have Copy.ai and you have other tools, but this one is just mind-blowing. If you need to prepare a new campaign, let's say you have a new product, you want to talk about a topic, you create first. You can add brand voice. Brand voice, you can define the tonality, the tone of voice, the style of writing. So if you are in a team and you're writing for a client with a specific tone of voice, specific usage of words and a specific tone, then everybody in the team will just use this brand voice. You can input in your way, but it will translate it in the client style. So that's a very effective one. Then new campaign, what it calls campaign is that based on a briefing, it will create the material that you need in a minute. Let's see. I'm working on a new rosé brand, and that's the briefing, the content briefing that has been done. I cut and paste the brief, explaining the target audience, the brand specificities, etc. Then I choose, okay, I need a blog post. I need an Instagram, I need a LinkedIn post, a newsletter, a press release, I guess, and tweet ideas. And yeah, let's generate based on one single page briefing, okay? Let's take a look at the blog post. Boom. And then I can start rewriting and shaping and asking to correct things, but everything is there. It would take for an agency a couple of days to do that. So we go very fast today. Google has understood that. Just before the summer, they have asked, I think, 200 big advertisers in the world to test this new platform, which is actually a self-agency. And this is crazy. It's a bit scary also. They are saying, well, based on a simple picture, we can organize your whole digital campaign. Whether it's a post, a print, you can even use it as a print, or a video in different languages. This tool is very simple to use. Let's take a look. They took an example of a cat healthy food, ocean fish, and from a crappy picture.
Sosa cat
food. Good for your cat.
Buena para el planeta.
So from a simple pack shot to the media buying, it's all done in one place. It's not exactly the same platform, but Google has partnered with Carrefour in France, and they've opened the marketing studio, enabling Carrefour to develop content on its own online web shop to promote its own brand versus other brands. And the Carrefour team is doing it based on the Google tools. Meta Sandbox is proposing nearly the same things, so it's just an amazing world we are entering, where everything goes faster. The quality is good, not fantastic, but it's a better level of writing and good leverage. And yes, I'm not going to show you that. If you don't know how to deal with PowerPoint, or it's always a struggle to make great aesthetic PowerPoint, try Tomy. It's fantastic in the writing, composition, and finding the right images. It's definitely worth a trial. Launch campaign for a new athletic apparel line. Then it comes with the intro and the different pages. Now, image and video generation. This is definitely where the biggest progress have been done lately. A year ago, or a year and a half ago, if you asked Midjourney to generate an image of an old lady in a Parisian cafe, you would get this. 12 months later, let's take a look at the quality and the definition, and let's imagine what it will become in 6 months' time. I'm not a graphist. I've been in the advertising industry for long, and I'm very attracted by creativity, but I'm not a graphist. This is a picture of me as a rock star, as a teacher, or as a superhero done in 10 minutes. I cannot handle Photoshop. And this is what, well, young kids have invented with outpainting tools, rediscovering album covers, or this is what simple digital campaigns could look like on TikTok. It's a nice ad done in 16 seconds. That's a very clever thing. Now, the evolution, and we know Midjourney, but this is the game changer, the Dragon. It's based on generative adversarial networks. It's a complex neural networks that are redefining the way we're going to handle images. Let's take a look. Why is it drag? Because you drag and drop actually 2 points, and then it makes a new image instantly. So it's not accelerated, it's instantly recreated. So you don't have to be a graphics designer to rework things. I'm not saying that graphics designer won't have any added value, but not just for retouching things. And the evolution of videos in the same genre, also for the film industry. Imagine that you are Unilever and you are developing a new commercial for a shampoo, and this is an international shampoo, so you need a version for Europe, for the States, for Asia, for Africa. Well, you just need to have one actress, or maybe not an actress, but you can change the tone and the color of the skin very easily. So that's for me the same. It's going with AI, going faster, further, better. enabling some small e-commerce actors to play around. You selling jackets and you don't have a fortune to pay an advertising agency. Go to booth.ai and they can help. But this is for smaller advertisers. Then you can ask to put your jacket in situation, generate pictures of different women in different countries, or you selling a sofa, or you selling a travel bag, and then you put it on your e-commerce website. So it raises another questions about the future of casting in the marketing industry. And of course we need actors and we need them, but we will coexist with also the creation of avatars and fake characters. Something that has already started. I invite you to test, and thispersondoesnotexist.com is a website where none of these people exist, just has been developed by the AI. And Levi's did a campaign with a real mannequin and a fake one, partnering with La La Land in Amsterdam, and it's a company that helps you to create your own model to wear your clothes, and for $240 a month, or euros a month, sorry, and then you create the avatar that you want, the style, and then you ask to perform and to have this in different shapes. Another competitor from La La Land is AI casting. This is just amazing. You'll see you created a style, you select the country of origin, the pose, the hair color. Okay, I can upload also a picture of a face. I want her to wear a trench coat in a city. I need Paris background, not London. And you have different poses and different cliches that you can use for digital communication. I'm not going to do that. So yes, there are a lot of people trying to be the one-man agency using ChatGPT, Midjourney, Viral. Spinu is actually, I think, a strategic guy who tested ChatGPT. He said, I'm going to build the campaign. I want to build a new product. It's a dairy ecological bio product, organic product, sorry. So let's make a logo. So he briefed ChatGPT, give me the right prompt to define with Midjourney the logo of my product. Then Midjourney came up with different execution. He said, oh, I want it to be a more blue. Okay, that's a prompt. Then now I have a logo. I need a website. Come up with original navigation and content. I need also an A5 folder to show my product. Come up with a design. I'll need a shop in the shop. Make some suggestion. And then, yes, I will need a pack. When the people will buy from me, I need a packaging, or a bag, sorry. Then I need a packaging. Then I need another form of packaging and visit cards. I'm not saying this is perfect, but it has been done in 10 days' time. Can you imagine how long normally it would take to develop all this? So definitely, and I'm not saying, of course, this is not the same quality, and we cannot use AI to do miracles, and we need definitely agencies and creative thinkers to help. But we are in a very competitive market, and there are more people around the content table. Who is going to develop the pure digital content, the snack content? Based on that, and automatization will also help. I found it's very interesting, the vision of Nick Lowe, who is the creative director, worldwide creative director of Accenture Song, Droga 5. Let's take a look.
It's clear that mediocrity is now free. This is really about the partnership between man and machine, the ingenuity and imagination of a human, and the enormous power of artificial intelligence to combine and recombine things to create something completely new. I think it's a new way of thinking, right, as opposed to craft. So with new technologies like Photoshop, for example, you had to learn that technology. You had to figure out how to use the interface, you need to figure out how to use a tool. You don't have to figure out anything with this. You just type in something. What you need to retrain is your brain, because the space between your idea and execution has been collapsed to a second. So you don't have to plan the technical execution. You need to figure out how to curate what you can create immediately. So it's a way of thinking. You're almost reversing the creative process. You're starting with something and then refining and curating, as opposed to building something over time. That's the difference.
So that's the challenge, and that's a very exciting time, I guess, to step into this new way of creating and inventing. Further, faster, better. This is the Publicis test. They've done this in France a couple of months ago. They gave a briefing to a 3D designer in the agency. It took 4 days to develop this 3D cat, and in 2 hours to develop, but it's not the 3D model, but develop 25 or I don't know, 16 cats in 3D. So it raises questions also about the evolution of videos, and you can try Runway and the generation 2 to from text to developing new images and new animated images.
In this case, a palm tree on a tropical beach, followed by in the style of, then including some different style descriptions. A palm tree on a tropical beach in the style of professional cinematography, shallow depth of field, feature film. That prompt is going to return something a bit more cinematic, where a palm tree on a tropical beach in the style of 2D animation, cartoon, hand-drawn animation will give me something a little bit more cartoony and animated.
So it opens doors, this Runway, Midjourney, and interaction between the AI platform, it opens doors to new creativity. There are guys in their room having made a mashup of Barbie and Oppenheimer, a movie, and I invite you to check this. This is really well done.
She's a scientist, and I hear she's the best. She's also a flight attendant, astronaut, Marine Corps medic, paleontologist, veterinarian, and 3-time Olympic gold medalist.
I see the bright pink glow of a new era. We imagine a future. And our imaginings look fabulous.
Barbie, together we're gonna beat those Nazis. And we're gonna look so good doing it.
Hey Barbie, can I come to your secret laboratory later?
Sure. I don't have any plans. Just giving humanity the means to destroy itself.
Barbie, this candy we've been making is delicious, and it gives my skin such a healthy glow.
Ken? That's weaponized uranium-235. You're probably gonna die in like 12 minutes.
So you're telling me when I push this button, there's a chance we might destroy the entire world?
Yeah, but only like 60%. Hit it, Ken.
So not bad, just with Runway and Midjourney and a bit of voice cloning with 11 Labs, but it's also raised questions about the future of entertainment. Because, and that's why Hollywood is on strike. It's not just about script writing. It's about what do you want to watch tonight when you go home. Imagine that you were very frustrated because Stranger Things, it's done. You've seen the last episode last day. Why couldn't we generate the next one with AI? And we pay authors' right to the actors, and you push a button and then it invents a new script, maybe based also on your mood of the day and what you want to watch. But that's a bit the evolution that we are entering. And yes, of course, it can be scary, and we can say, this is not the world I want to live in, but we will. And definitely, I started this presentation with, you know, the paradox between the strikes on Hollywood and Netflix investing 600,000 dollars for a job of the guy who is going to think about that. So yes, and for our industry, I remember when I started and in the advertising, we also said, look, clients, you need to think about what you want. If you want something to be done fast, you can't have the quality at a cheap price. If you want something at a cheap price, then it will take time to make it. Now you can, with AI, for a certain type of content, do things at a good level, at a cheap price, and faster than before. So sales support, I'm going fast on this one. A lot of tools also, knowing the fact that a lot of salespeople don't dedicate enough time to to sales, but also to non-revenue producing activities. So there are a lot of things that can train salespeople. For instance, this Poised. This is just a simple my microphone. A simple tool where when you are online during a Teams or a Zoom conversation, it can train you. It can give you some tips on you better smile more, or you repeating too much this word, or there's too much so you can improve the way you're selling things. Another way, if you have to prepare a sales presentation and you have to record yourself, not always easy to speak in front of the camera, and then you don't have a prompt, and then it's a prompter. It's not always easy. There are tools for that too.
Drag it right into Descript. Wait for it.
Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. Hopefully my little guys don't fall.
Whoa.
What? So that's the description, but then if you make a mistake in what you have recorded, you don't have to re-record it, because you're going to change the text and we clone your voice and change the way you lip.
You can turn your text back into audio.
I'm pretty sure this is a 1st edition super rare creature kawaii. I was wrong. It's a 7th edition more common than water creature kawaii.
It's called overdub. Just type what you meant to say right into Descript.
I'm pretty sure this is a 7th edition creature kawaii.
And if you are preparing cold emails or to find new clients, there are also tools like Lavender that is going to check the words that would be the most efficient to convert the person that you're targeting, knowing also the profile of the person. And finally, Crystal, this is mind-blowing too. crystalknows.com, by just pasting the link, URL link of the LinkedIn page of the person you're going to visit tomorrow, you will have the personality quadrant analysis. So, and I've done that before. I'm yellow, and everything this Crystal reported on me, it was free, yeah? So it was right. So risk tolerant, expressive, collaborative, and then it can help because on the paying version you can explain to Crystal what kind of product you're going to sell. You can give a brief, and then it will give you the right tips, the advice. When you will meet this person, these are the arguments or the things that you should say before. How to make a great impression, how to negotiate, how to talk about the pricing of your product. So this is something, because this person has another profile, is red, so don't start with this. Very useful. So quite impressive, what generative AI can do for us and impact on the market. Last but not least, and I'm going to be very fast on this one, the impact on our work. A lot of things have been said. Will AI take our jobs? Well, you have to choose, or you choose the fear scenario or the faithful scenario. And of course, Goldman Sachs said a couple of months ago, we predict that AI will generate the loss of 300 million jobs, but they didn't say when and how. At the same time, they predicted that generative AI could raise the global worldwide GDP by 7%. Most accurately, the World Economic Forum made a report and a research. They said, look, it's going to replace jobs, yes, definitely. Nearly 80 million jobs worldwide, but also going to create new ones, new functions that will be needed to collaborate with, to enter in this collective intelligence era. And it's going to boost the GDP. And let's take a look. It's true that since the innovation, the evolution of technology, the unemployment rate has remained stable for the last 60 years. If you take a look, compared to 1940, 60% of all work occupations did not exist in 1940. Yeah? 20 years ago, a lot of this list jobs did not exist. So what is coming? Definitely AI-related new functions. So when we ask some some CEOs of 400 executives worldwide and 200 CEOs have been asked by IBM and Oxford Economics. Most of the CEOs say, well, in average, 13% of the employees will be replaced by AI, but 87% will be augmented by AI. And there's a split by type of industry, of course. So we could consider, and those people say more, there might be more of an increase of jobs than a decrease of jobs. Nevertheless, there are three things to consider when we implement AI in our organization. The first, it's not just selecting the right AI solution. It's also developing either an upskilling or reskilling strategy for your employees and talents. That's very key. It's also to define AI ethics policy within your organization, make sure that the people inside your organization understand and apply it, and discuss this with your clients, and onboard carefully your talents, because the psychological effect of the usage and those changes is enormous. Upskilling talents, well, Richard Baldwin, the economist, coined a couple of months ago, so that it's not AI that is going to take your job, but someone who knows AI that will take it. So upskilling is necessary. Understanding how to deal with an AI tool to be more performant in my organization is very key. And it says that 54% of employees will need upskilling by 2025. A Boston Consulting Group claimed that big organizations are investing approximately 1.5% of their total budget on the upskilling tasks and upskilling program, knowing that the average lifespan of a skill today in whatever the industry is 5 years. Technical industry is 2.5 years. And one of the most clever usage of or integration of AI in a company with upskilling has been made by IKEA. In 2021, they've started a chatbot called Billy to answer nearly 50% of the customer requests online and by the phone. Well, it means that they could have fired nearly 8,500 employees in this call center. We keep a small part of those employees to answer some more problematic questions. No, what they did is upskilling those call center people. And they said, look, AI is going to replace you, but you will use a new platform and you will become a kind of interior designer. So you will be answering questions of clients, but not complaining about the product is not good and enough. No, they are going to go to a platform where they're going to upload a picture of their interior and you're going to give them advices thanks to this new AI platform. 8,500 people were very happy with this upskilling thing in their life. So that's a good example to think about how do we implement this and have a program where the people will say, look, welcome AI, I want to improve my career, I want to do something more relevant in my life. That's upskilling, reskilling. Also, this McKinsey research says that 38% of the companies claim that nearly more than 20% of the staff will be reskilled by AI. So you need a program for that. Define also the policy, the AI policy and ethical framework. That's key. You have to sit around the table with your executives, but also volunteers who wants to carry on with AI integration in your company. But define the policy, the right ethical framework. And you can base yourself on different documents. The EU has developed a very good paper on that. There's the AI Act, but a lot of good practices that you can take as a starting point to make sure that you have the right policy, and discuss also the governance of the data and who is taking responsibility when there is a bias or there's a fault. You have to discuss this with your clients. Because if you are generating things for your clients, you cannot bear on your own responsibility all the damages that the AI could provide, because it's not yet a total serene environment. Sorry for my voice. And we call it the MIT formula, the 10, 20, and 70% rule. 10% when you're going to implement an AI solution within your organization will be dedicated to the choice of the AI solution, whether it's coding or no coding solution, and building the model and training the model. 20% will be dedicated to the data preparation, because it's not just uploading PDF to a platform. You need to think about the data processing and how you're going to label also the data within your company. And that takes time. But 70% has to be dedicated into developing new processes, taking people by the hand, transforming the way the people operate with those tools. And this is a very important psychological approach. And this is one of the reasons I decided also to step into these kind of trainings. Because AI affects our sense of ourselves, because the relationship we have at our work defines us a bit of our personality, and we feel strong and we feel proud. But some people, most of the people, could feel diminished because AI is doing the repetitive task that they were doing before. So you have to handle this very carefully. There are rules and steps to follow to create first a powerful guiding coalition within your company, not just with the board and the executive, but find evangelists that are wanting to help and going to spread the good news about the AI. Communicate the vision within your company, over-communicate, celebrate also the short-term wins. Do not wait 6 months and then define, okay, was it good or not? No, it's a long-term process. And also anchor the changes in the company culture. It's not just a small switch. It's not just implementing a new software in your company. It's a new way of organizing your company. So that's very important. I think that's about it for today. I think I'm on time. So.